Season 8, we are back in the Premier League again. Hopefully, it goes a bit better than last time, but I believe, even though we predicted 18, I believe we have a better chance. The main thing to stay up now, stay up in the Premier League, build a load of assets, which are then going to grow, a bit like what Brighton's done, a bit like what Brentford have done over the last few years, but hopefully take it a bit further. I mean, Brighton's done a great job, but then they've had to sell a lot of their assets, and it's going to take time to rebuild it. My thing is just to keep them, hopefully. I'm not going to get much input, so just sell one player a year, if one or two. Try and keep a hold of the wage bill, but if we get a really good team, it's going to be hard to. Anyway, the main thing is to survive this year. So let's see what we've done with the squad. Now, this was a week before the season. There was still some more deals to be done, but this is what I did. So I'm going out the door, Mikey Moore. That rhymes. Yeah. Really good wonder kid, but because I've got Jack Day, I may live to regret that one because he was good. But he was unhappy. He was on a big wage. I want happy players here at the end of the day. And he wasn't incredible in the Championship. I loaned with an option to buy Joel and Dala. Really good signing a couple of years ago, but the team's progressed and he didn't really. So I wanted to try and sell him, but that's the best offer I could get. I sold Paveda, decent looking Spanish youngster, but I just found better players eventually. He never really cut it. He was a bit unhappy, and it was just, at the time, it's just an asset out the door. We can bring another one in. Lewis Brown, what a legend. 2.5 million. One of the legends, been there from the start. Came in at the end of the first season. I think he played in like the playoff semi-final after signing on a sign-on. And a couple of years up through the leagues with me. Even played in the Premier League. Wasn't quite good for the Premier League and then didn't really play in the Championship. And I sold him for 2.5 million. But what a legend. He sold Alberto, who was a promising left back, but he was unhappy because he was just behind the left back I already have. 5 million came in. I could get a better one, I felt. This one I didn't plan. 15 million, and you're going to see I did get a replacement for my number one keeper. He had done really well for me. I did not plan to sell him, but I just felt with the keeper I could sign, especially coming with new gens, they just have a higher ceiling. They could really grow. It was a big gamble, but I kind of felt he was always going to stay at the good Championship, maybe decent Premier League level. And when that offer came in, 15 million is still a lot of money to me. Now, coming in, as I said, I think there's still a couple more to come in. This is what we had done. So it's now at the stage where we're just going to sign new gens in as assets. So Lucas came in, midfielder, can also play up front, 20 aggression. That's going to go well. 4.3 million. He was almost at basically his peak already, but he's a good Premier League division player. This is a difference. I'm guessing good Premier League players. Last time I was in the Premier League, I probably had okay Championship, decent League One. He's not even going to be my starting central midfielder. I don't think he's going to be near it, but I'm getting good Premier League division players in. That's the difference now. My new number one keeper. Now, I know what you're thinking. Good Championship, but he's also got good potential. He doesn't look as stunning as he does right in this moment, but 18 million for an instinctive goalkeeper. Keeper who's come through Blackburn Rovers' youth, where Matthew Cox, my coach was saying he's probably got a bigger ceiling than Matthew Cox, and I brought him in for a similar amount of money. I just felt like it was a keeper I wanted to get on slightly lower wages, maybe, but he was a keeper for the next 5 or 6 years. I know he doesn't look outstanding, but I just feel looking at his stats, apart from the punching, I just felt like he was a keeper I want to take forward. He's England's under 21 keeper. A lot of teams were after him. If you can maintain a good Premier League division keeper, it's rare to find a wonder kid keeper who becomes top level. If you can just get a good, solid new gen keeper, you're fine. Now, this is another striker, wonder kid. He's got the wonder kid tag. I brought him. Look at these stats. Look at these stats. Strikers also going to be a bit of a problem when I'm playing a lone striker in a 4-3-3. Look, he's good Premier League division player. 7.25 million. This is what I'm on about. These are the assets. I signed what I thought were assets in the first Premier League season, but they're assets for a Championship team. I needed a few seasons in the Championship to really put this sort of thing in place. Getting into the Premier League, I'm shocked I got as many points, to be honest. I thought I did quite well. But if you see how much I improved last season when I was in the Championship compared to the team that was in the Premier League, I like to think this squad's taken me in the right direction. Signed another left back, as I said, for 10 million. This is why I let that other left back go. He's already a decent Premier League player. He's going to come in and be a second choice to the left back I currently have, but he could improve a lot. Wonder kid tag. These assets I'm getting, I'm building a really good squad. Another wonder kid, 2.5 million from Ecuador. Look at those. Look at these stats. Look at these players getting in. Decent Premier League, could improve a lot. 19 years of age, already worth about 78 million. It's looking good. 22 years of age, this one. French Allen, 14 million pounds. Can play in a number 10 if I want to go 4-3-1 or in the 4-3-3 in a Mazzali. He's a creative midfielder. Really impressed by his stats and his records. I signed him from Bordeaux. He was on loan at Leicester in the Premier League last season and did pretty well for 15 games. Good player going forward. Also an asset. Brazilian George. More of a right back, but I'm going to play him as a winger because look at his stats. I just felt that decent Premier League player, could improve, 20 years of age. Might put him as a right back, but already well stocked. I'm going to have him as a winger, honestly. I brought him in 10 million, done incredibly in albeit the second tier and the first tier in Brazil. So, yeah, good player going forward. Uruguayan Brian, 2.7 million, centre back. He's going to be more of a backup. We can play it all across the defence. Good championship, potentially Premier League. Wonder Kid tag, already made his debut for Uruguay. Uruguayan Brian, everyone. Really happy with this one. He was on loan at me from January last season, made it permanent, 15.75 million, 20 years old, English, homegrown, can play in the midfield, can even play in defence if it needs be. Lovely stats. He was such a good player. I'm having playing this 4-3-3 where I've got a deep line playmaker and like holding one, and then two really creative midfielders. Like I had in a championship with like Smallbone and Raheem Harper, but these are just the step above. He's been more of a backup, decent championship, that looked great, but I basically activated his optional loan, 6.5 million. He's a backup for the holding midfield role. Romanian Marion, again, 5 odd million holding midfielder. He'll be my number one holding midfielder. Good championship's going to grow a lot. Yeah, I built a really good team. So this is a team going into it. I'm going between either playing, I'm still trying to find the right roles, whether it's ball winning, whether it's Mazzalas, maybe it's advanced playmakers. There's better qualified people to tell me that. I was changing a little bit on attack and roles. What you see here isn't what I went forward with. Basically, over the last few years, I've really been building. First few seasons, I just left it as it was. It was like a 4-2-4 and then into a 4-3-3. It just works. But I'm just getting the right roles, the right balance for the team, getting the striker scoring, getting the wingers all part of it. I want to see consistency around the squad. I want to see 40 points, basically. Consistency around the squad. Got a really young team. My players are growing nicely. Got 2 good keepers. He's come back from a loan spell. 2 good keepers take me forwards. I think Keelan and Casey will probably going. Callum Doyle ended up doing really well in the championship. So did Narlo. Got Uruguayan Brian. Centre back could be a bit of an issue. I think I'm still working on the squad at this point, and this right back was going to go out on loan. But yeah, I've got a really decent squad, and some of the players I signed, like Adrian Rodriguez from last season, hopefully they can hit it in the Premier League. Jack Day, who's been my club legend, did not hit it in the Premier League last time, but I feel like I've got a better team around it. Big season for him. He's only 22 as well, and he's really growing. So overall, it's a very good squad. Can we stay up? Those who watched the last Premier League season will remember I conceded quite a lot of late goals. But at least that didn't happen on the first game of this season. But the fact we've got a point of Villa, the fact that, you know, we seem to compete really well, gave me a lot of promising signs. Did lose 1-0 at home to Chelsea in the next game. That's absolutely no disgrace. Close game. Still at Playmo, by the way. I think next season we're finally getting our move to our new stadium. But then 2-1 win, 90th minute winner, Valencia scoring, my 2 strikers scoring actually. Huge win. For a 4-0 win in the League Cup against Southampton. Class. I even changed the squad around a bit, and then a 1-1 draw into West Ham. No disgrace at all. My keeper had a really good game. Man, it was a good start. 5 points from 4 games. I just feel from what I've seen already this season, probably going to be a relegation battle, but there's already good signs. Get that first win early was so crucial. That Sheffield United win was huge because we didn't do that last season. Last time, if we just got a few early wins, we could have been a different season. Already players are looking decent. And already there was a few more transfer sort of business to do as well. Brought in another keeper to give me 2 basically 3-star decent Premier League level. Now my other keeper's played some games. His form's gone up, his star's gone up and all that, and he's shown what a good keeper he is. But I've also got this guy to be a backup on a hefty wage, I might point out. 7.5 million. I can't brought him in to basically be a number 1 if the other keeper's not good enough, but the other keeper's shown he is good enough at the moment. Man City had signed him when he was young from Argentina. He had barely played, got unhappy. So I bought him 7.5 million because that's the sort of player I like to sign in. He's an asset. He either can play and be great, or I can sell him for like 20 million, hopefully, in a year if he's unhappy and he hasn't played. But eventually, I just want to basically, I'm all about continuity. I want to build a team. Already got some injuries as well, which is really annoying. Jack Day got injured. I just want to build a team of assets for the next couple of years. I say about cohesion, but I'm just going to build. It's going to be a lot of signings, a lot of ins and outs, I say, over the next few years. Build that young team, which I already am. This team could be it. I'm going to loot and save. There's not really any income from the board, I would imagine. So I'm just going to be building assets, signing a team in the next few years, and then get that cohesion up and see where the team goes. That's how I build these teams. Already, I'm getting a DNA of players that I want. With a bit of spare cash, I was also getting a couple, trying to get, I don't think that loan went through, but I just got Peter van der Want. What a name. I was getting him on loan, just a little bit of a backup to Jack Day. Just got a little bit more strength and depth. I'm still trying to get assets with an option to buy, I believe, as well. Despite a good start, the next 3 games didn't really work. We did win in the League Cup, mind you. 94th minute equalised for Cundall, and then we won on penalties. But 2-1. 2-1 defeat at Man City. And look, it's the 95th minute. I think I put time wasting on all the time in the end. Lost 3-2 to Liverpool, another late-ish goal, but we're so close in all these games. Good 1-1 draw at Tottenham, but it was the 91st minute again. But all three of those games, we've been competitive. It did leave us 14th place, probably more 15th once people would play their games.